Hello. I'm going to try and make a little ornament like this one. So I have a couple of pieces of wood here, black walnut and box elder, or Manitoba maple, depending on where you live and what you call it. It's the same tree, So this part will become the roof of the birdhouse, and this will become the body of the birdhouse. So I'll start out with the roof. And the dimensions of these pieces really don't matter. It's whatever you happen to have. You can use whatever dimensions you like. So I'm just going to clean up the end grain on this. Using this is a 3/8 inch spindle gouge. Really the only reason I'm using this one is because my 1/2 inch spindle gouges need to be sharpened before I use them again. And I'll true up the outside of it. When you mount a piece, it's fairly rare for it to be running absolutely true. Alright, so that's running true on the outside, and the end grain has been cleaned up. And this particular piece of walnut has some rather nice looking curl ripple grain in it. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is chamfer this corner. So I'm just going to use the wing of the gouge. And I want to make a dimple in the end grain, which will let me get my bit started on center when I drill the depth hole. Okay, so this will be coming down to a quite small diameter up here near the chuck. So I have to be careful how deep I drill my depth hole. And I'm just using a 3/8 inch twist drill mounted in a chuck, which is mounted on a handle. I guess this is my version of Robbie the Woodworker's or Wood Turner's handheld drilling. He has a video showing how he made his, and I made mine following his video. So watch his video and you'll know how to make one, I guess. Yeah, I think that is about as deep as I'll want to go, so I happen to have a mark on this bit already because I've made a few of these already, so and now I want to do a little bit of hollowing there. So I'm doing the cutting with this portion of the edge just to my left of the nose, and the gouge rolled over, I don't know, 45 degrees or so. Cutting from the center out to the rim. Okay, so this section will become, I guess, sort of like the eaves, the overhanging eaves of the ornament, of the birdhouse, and I just want to have that surface going up. So I'm going back to the 3/8 gouge just to kind of true that or make that surface go up and in. And I'll go back to hollowing a bit. When you're hollowing with a spindle gouge like this, you really need to swing the handle to the right as you come up so that you're keeping the cutting occurring down here. If you don't swing the handle, well, that's just about exactly what happens. You engage too much of this edge and it'll grab the tool and roll on you. Okay, the body, the house part of the birdhouse is going to have a tenon on the top of it, which I'll be gluing into a recess, which I am just about to cut using my diamond point scraper. And I want the side wall of that recess to be straight. Just like, it's just like fitting a box lid. Maybe go a little deeper with that. Okay, so I don't know at this point whether I've taken as much as I want to out of there or not, but once I get it, start getting the curve down to a smaller diameter up here, I'm not going to be able to cut in there without a lot of chatter. So I'm going to take some away on the outside to let me judge better how much more I want to take out on the inside, but I need to keep the support. And I'm going to go with that 1/2 inch detail gouge again. Okay, so I need to kind of project my curve to the end of the piece of wood, which is inside the chuck. I need to kind of project where my curve is going without actually cutting it. And I think that's going in the right direction. This, I will be taking it smaller through here as I continue, but so that tells me that I still got wood in here that I want to take out. Okay, it still feels fairly thick in this area, but I will probably be taking more from that on the outside. I think I still want to take a bit more here. I didn't get the rest back in the position or the height it was when I returned it there. All right, that feels better. So now I'll finish what shaping I can do on this mounting on the outside. Okay, when, as I'm turning this, as the diameter gets down in here, that's reducing the support out here. So if I'm trying to cut out here, I'm likely to get some chatter which can lead to ribbing, diagonal ribbing lines. There actually are a few there already. That's not a problem at this stage, because once I turn that around, once I get the body of the ornament mounted, I'll be turning a tenon on the end of it and using that as a jam chuck to finish turning the top of this part. And when I mount that on the jam chuck, it will be much better supported, and I'll be able to take out any ribbing that I might have at that stage. And basically, I guess I'm pretty much ready to do that. Now, the one thing is, once I mount that on the jam chuck, I'm not going to be able to get at this surface, this surface under here, to sand it and finish it. So I need to sand and finish that area now. So we'll start with, I guess, 220. Okay, and as usual, I have gotten a little bit of finish on the sidewalls of that recess, which will eventually be a glue surface. So I would like to try and just expose fresh wood on the sidewalls of that recess. Which means you need to take a very light cut because you haven't got much support. And that appears to be just fine. So there's the inside of it. Here's the recess that will accept the tenon on the body. And the walls, I don't know, 3/16 or so from the feel of it. I guess I could measure it. So that's how thick the wall is there. That's really not... the only reason for taking that wood out of there really is to reduce the weight of the ornament. Okay, I have speeded up the video here just to move things along. I'm just truing up the cylinder for the body of the birdhouse. And now I'm measuring and sizing the tenon that I will be using as a jam chuck to finish turning the roof of the ornament. Okay, I'm removing that shoulder because the overhanging eaves of the roof slope down, and with that shoulder there, the recess wouldn't seat properly on the tenon. And the fit seems to be good, but I think the tenon's just a little bit long, so I'm going to trim the length. And that seems pretty good, so I'll bring the tailstock up to support it while I'm removing most of the waste. Okay, so now I want to get this diameter out here down to about 1/4 of an inch and have this curve flow to that point. Alright, I think that's okay. And I'll use a skew chisel to separate this waste at the end. Okay, so I'm going to be wanting to mount a screw eye in the end there. So I'll need to drill a pilot hole. And just to give me a centered starting point for the drill, I use the toe of the skew. And I just have my drill mounted in a pin vise. This is the size I need for my pilot holes. I have no idea what size it is anymore. It's been in that pin vise for 5 years or better, I'll bet you. That's the only thing I use that bit for, so... Alright, so I do have some chip out actually right there because of the squirrely grain in this piece of wood. I'm going to try just cleaning that up. My pilot hole is definitely deep enough that I don't have to worry about shortening things and having the screw eye bottom out. There, that's gotten rid of the chipped out edge. So now I can sand and finish this portion. And I'll install the screw eye. Well, I've got it securely mounted there. And there's definitely some nice figure in that piece of wood. I just have to get it off now. So that is the roof of the birdhouse complete now. So I'll set it aside and continue work on the house of the birdhouse, I guess.